All right, so make sure you hold your phone nice and close.
All right.
All right. So, welcome back to Clown Communication. We have a very special episode today because we have our hosts, James and Ethan. Tellis is away on sabbatical this week.
Unfortunately.
This episode is going to be a little bit different because I know I promised last episode we'd explain what all has been going on in our lives. We recorded that, and it didn't stay recorded correctly. So we'll be redoing that next week, hopefully, if everything works out. But this week we have a special guest. So this is my boy Hayden.
What's up?
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Hayden. I go to Largo. I'm a sophomore. That's about it.
Now, spaghetti or meat?
I have to go with meat.
Okay. So, yeah, just so you know his personality. We never came up with a topic for this episode on the way here, but that's okay.
Nope.
How's everyone's week been going?
All right. I hate school more and more as the week goes on, but it is what it is.
Why is that?
Well, it gets annoying once you begin reviewing for the things you didn't learn. It's just like, wow, this is a big waste of my time.
Yeah.
I can be doing so many more things, especially when, I have a bunch of books I want to read. We're trying to start the agency company as well.
Yeah.
And also the other company that I'm running with my mom, and also all the other things I'm trying to do. It's just it makes me mad that I have to spend, that they want me to spend like 8 hours.
They want you to spend, yeah.
I have not been spending 8 hours.
It's crazy. It's like a full-time job.
It really is.
I thought about it. Like, having a job outside of school is like having two jobs.
Yeah.
No, I know. That's why I don't work.
Ridiculous.
It's like 40 hours a week in school.
Okay, that is not why you don't work.
Yeah, because it's not.
You don't work because you don't need to work.
Well, yeah, I was going to. In my mind, I was recognizing that, if I needed to work, I would work. And be like, that's a different story.
I don't understand road rage.
Oh, yeah. So, just to catch you guys up. This morning, right, we were leaving school, and this ray of sunshine was driving. She cut me off, right? And she actually flipped me off. I didn't even do anything. She flipped me off before I could even do anything about it. It was actually really crazy. And then, my guy James, he drives up and he flips her off for me, right?
Naturally.
Sticks his hand out, just to show some support, right? And anyway, a couple minutes later, she goes and she cuts him off. And then, long story short, she throws a lot of water on his car. She dumps a water bottle out the window of her car. And you want to explain the rest, James?
Yeah, this woman is a like a F1 driver or something like that. She started out in the far right lane. She merged across 3 lanes of traffic into the far left turn lane after dumping water in my car. So naturally, I had to follow her to get her number and insurance information. And after merging into the far left lane, she realized that I was following her and instantaneously made a 90-degree turn to go into the far right turn lane.
No, cutting off like 3 cars in the process.
Yeah,
So she went
across 3 lanes of traffic.
Yeah, across 3 lanes to a 4th lane. It was crazy.
It's crazy stuff. It was impressively fluid. It's like she was like preparing for it.
Yeah, no hesitation whatsoever.
Crazy.
It was wild.
Yeah, miracle she didn't get T-boned.
Honestly, yeah, I was really expecting that. I had to stare in shock.
I wish she would have. I lost her.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have a conversation with her, actually.
No, that would be really interesting, what motivates that?
I can't imagine, I don't know.
How bad of a day must you have been having?
I can't, it's gotta be like some sort of I don't want to say cognitive error, just entitlement, I guess. It's gotta be some sort of entitlement.
To cut off some random high schooler and then flip him off after you cut him off, and then start a fight. Not like a fight, but like a road rage fight with another high schooler, and then almost endanger a bunch of other people's lives.
No, and she knew we were high schoolers, by the way, because we had just come out of the school.
Yeah.
She 100% knew. And it,
it's crazy.
Nah, wild.
Yeah. I did something wrong and I'm angry at you.
Yeah, it's
blows me away.
The fact that she preemptively flipped me off, that was wild.
For real, yeah. You didn't do anything.
Like,
I don't even know why.
no, I didn't.
You didn't do anything.
I literally like James honked at her once.
Yeah.
James flipped her off as well, like openly, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I was the victim sitting there.
For real. That happens a lot in our encounters with people. I'll do something and you get like guilty by association.
You know, I get totally reamed by it.
Yeah, there's
That
this,
stuff's funny though. Like at school.
yeah. There was one girl I was making fun of her because she didn't understand like adding fractions or something like that.
In class,
in a college level biology class, right? AP biology.
She
And
doesn't
she's
know
like, I don't know how to add fractions. I'm
No,
like,
it's
wow.
absolute value. She doesn't know what absolute value is.
I thought it was both.
It might have been both actually.
Absolute value is like the two lines,
But
right?
yeah. And she was clueless to what it was. She's like, I don't know what absolute value is. What is that?
No, but the
Well,
wild
dude, you're a
part is
junior.
you're
You're a junior in high school. You've been through 3 years of high school and you don't know what absolute value is.
no,
That's a prerequisite for every high school math class.
You deserve to get made fun of.
And I said something about it, and I was like, you don't know what absolute value is? She's like, you don't know how to shut up? I'm like, bro, what? And she started getting on Ethan, too. Ethan didn't even say anything. He was just laughing.
Bro, I was like, because that's just so funny,
It's
bro.
ridiculous, man.
like the things he was saying, and like under his breath, and like, that
crazy.
whole time was so funny. But no, like honestly, if it were me, you know, because there's definitely been times where, you know, I forgot something that, you know, was taught a while ago, or, you know, something like that. I'd feel embarrassed, right?
Yeah.
And I would go and I would look it up and make sure that I knew what it was on my own time.
Sure, yeah.
Right? That you don't take up the class's time for your personal failures like that. Like something so basic. Like you should be able to recognize that and be accountable for that.
Or even if you Google it right there in class, like it's not like they're very strict with our phones.
Yeah, no, not a,
Just
not
take a
big
quick
deal at
Google. Just be like, oh yeah, that's what it is. Like it's not hard. It's crazy.
all. No. It's like people have this weird like mentality about what school is, and it's like totally broken.
Yeah.
Like you're there with other people. Everyone there is trying to learn, or at least supposed to be trying to learn.
Supposed to be.
Yeah, stop trying to like make it about you.
For real.
I feel like it's also a whole societal thing. No one, like, you know, remember Mr. Alway?
Yeah.
No, he used to talk about how there's a lack of compassion and like empathy in people. And like, this is during the mask thing, like COVID. Like, he was like, you know, at the end of the day, like, you shouldn't care about that, right? Like, you should have some empathy for like other people's concerns. He was talking about like people who hate on other people for wearing masks or hate on people for not wearing masks. He was like, you know, in the world, there's just no empathy.
It's all very individualistic.
Yeah, it's all from entitlement. They
Not just individualistic. It's like you're sucked. Like there's a difference between being individualistic and being individualistic and dumb.
Overly individualistic.
No, like I'm an individualistic person, but being an individual also recognizes that there's other individuals around you.
Yeah,
That's
over.
That's different. I think you're generalizing too much.
Individualism to a point of pig-headedness.
Yeah.
It's just an extreme of being like self-proficient.
Yeah.
It turns to entitlement instead of just doing what's best for you.
Yeah.
It turns into like putting other people down.
Yeah.
To do what's best for you.
Too much of a good thing.
Which in the reality
overdose on
screws you over in the long run. Like that's not good for your character or anything about you, you know. It's just short-sightedness. It's ignorance, really.
Yeah.
Ignorance and a lack of intelligence. Which is a pattern, unfortunately, but
Very common now.
very, very common.
So what do we do to fix it? That's the big question, right?
Well, we already talked about the school system. I think that, and also lack of priority on putting responsibility on individuals.
Yeah.
Like, you know, for example, like the guns. We were talking guns earlier, right?
Yeah.
People they focus on the guns, but they don't focus on the people. Which, you know, they're both important to focus on. Like, I'm not trying to say like, oh, you know, let's forget about guns and focus on just the people.
Sure.
Right? But the fact that the people aren't being focused on at all is outrageous to
People
me.
definitely need to be focused on over the guns. And the problem with focusing on the people is there's no like easy solution to solve it. Like guns, you can outlaw them. That's an easy fix, which is why they're focusing on that.
Right,
But fixing the entire mental state of a world is a lot harder challenge.
Yeah. They're just lazy.
Well, just lazy, and also solving problems in government doesn't get you power because you can't perpetuate it.
Right, yeah. It's not a popular agenda because no one's going to pay for it.
Yeah.
No one's going to pay for it, and also, like, if you take away guns, as a politician, that's something that you can show that you did immediately.
Right.
And that's also something that gives you power.
Yeah.
Because taking something from the people, can ultimately stifle your power at some point.
Right, yeah.
So it's like, for politicians, it's a win-win. Banning guns.
Yeah.
Total win-win.
It's crazy.
But,
yeah, it's like like our bathroom situation at school. It's crazy. I actually, the other day I was trying to take a piss, and I don't know if you're aware. So like, Dunedin has 3 bathrooms on campus, basically, right?
Only 3?
Only 3.
That's wild.
I mean, our school's smaller than Largo, though, by a lot.
We got like 12 bathrooms at least.
That's crazy. I'm so
God.
jealous. But no, it gets better though. So one of them is really nice. We call it the Building 12 bathroom because it's in Building 12. It's really, really nice. It's like indoor style, like the drop-in tiles, everything like that, right? It's really nice. But they keep it locked 95% of the time.
Yeah.
For what?
No one can get in. The Building 9 bathroom is
It's pretty average.
terrible. I mean, well, for us it's average.
For
It's
us,
like a
yeah.
rest stop bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Right, it's open air. It's the ceiling's concrete. Everything. It's just a big concrete box with some urinals in it.
Yeah.
And it's
Not good.
It gets vandalized on occasion. So when they vandalize Building 9, they unlock Building 12 so they can fix Building 9.
It's just so dumb. The people who vandalize it are retarded.
So how would you vandalize a bathroom? You really have nothing better to do than sit on the shitter and like paint the wall or whatever. Like it doesn't make sense.
That's always blown me away, vandalizing bathrooms. It's such a stupid thing that no one sees.
No,
Right,
and
like,
you're screwing over. It's like that lady in the car. You're screwing everyone over, and you just like you're okay with it.
Yeah, like it's
Not
crazy.
you're not even benefiting yourself.
Yeah,
It's not even funny. It's just
no,
like,
it's just
it's
stupid.
most of the time just stupid drawings, or they'll take something and steal it. Like, for what? What are you gonna do with a soap dispenser at your
Right,
house?
yeah. Like, oh, it's funny, but like, come on, let's be real, get a life. But no. And then Building 5 is the worst. Is like it's terrible. One of the stalls doesn't lock even, and that's out of 2. There are 2 stalls in that bathroom. One of them doesn't lock, and one of them is the big juicy retirement stall, right?
Oh yeah.
Or the handicap stall. So yeah,
There's always like this liquid on the floor in there.
there's always just some film of liquid. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's a river.
It's terrible.
It never goes away, too. It's crazy.
It's amazing. It's astounding. I don't know. It's a remarkable feat of nature. But yeah, that one gets hotboxed a lot. So, but it's gotten to the point where Building 5 is now the only bathroom open on campus. We have one restroom available to any students.
That's terrible.
And so the other day I tried to take a piss in that one bathroom, and there was like a press conference. There were 10 kids in there. They were all getting high. It was crazy.
Press conference.
So, and Building 5 is like right outside. Like Building 5 is here. The office is like right across from it, right? So, naturally, I'm dogs with one of the APs, Mr. Settle. He's my dog because he's in charge of the robotics program, and I'm the king of the robotics program. So,
Of course.
naturally, I really need to piss. So I'm like, I bet. I walk into his office. I'm like, hey, yo, you trying to clean out a bathroom so I can actually use it? He's like, oh, what's going on? I'm like, oh, they're just smoking. You know how it is. He's like, I bet. They probably cleared it out by now already. So we walk over to the bathroom, and there's no one in there. It's crazy. I don't know how they do it. They have like a spider sense. I'm like, oh, he's coming. Leave. Like, it was wild. I've never seen anything like it.
No, that's so funny.
There
You
were
never told
10
about
kids
that.
in there when I walked in the first time.
Yes.
2 minutes later, I come back. It's gone. Everyone's gone.
Yesterday in my Spanish class was something else. So we were doing like Quizlet Live. So it's kind of like Kahoot in a way, but you get like teams, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm at like the back right corner where I normally sit, and the teacher's desk is on the opposite side of the room.
Mm-hmm.
And these 2 kids who are high like 24/7.
Yep.
They start to smoke in class. They start smoking in class. They put their heads behind their desk and take a hit, and then like breathe the smoke in so it doesn't go all over the room and they see it. I was like, what? How? Like that's honestly just sad.
It's always in the Spanish class, too.
It's because the teacher's so like delusional. She's
Yeah, you ain't
she
seen
doesn't
the
know
same
what's happening.
Yeah.
It just made me really sad. Like, how is you that desperate? You have to hit it in class.
For real.
It just worried me, but I was blown away by that. I was like, no way you're hitting it in class right now.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
As our G Andrew Tate once said,
Our
breathe
G,
air.
Breathe air. Yeah, no.
I can't imagine being addicted to flavored air.
It's honestly like the biggest, like tobacco, really. Like nicotine, I mean. Like nicotine.
Yeah.
Like the most L drug to be.
It wasn't nicotine though. It was just like I don't
little
even know
weed
what
pens.
it was because they were talking about it and they're like, "Oh, there's no Nick in here. I don't do Nick. I just do weed." And it was like, but there's smoke coming out of the vape pen, so I don't know what it was.
Yeah, no, it's just a weed pen.
Yeah, it was blown me away how desperate they are. Like they have to hit in class, and the one dude literally just went to the bathroom 5 minutes ago and did it.
Yeah,
and he did it 5 minutes later in class.
It's crazy.
How desperate do you have to be?
Yeah.
At that point, why do you even go to school? Like
Yeah.
Well, because it's compulsory. You can only miss so many days before they come for you.
really? Is it that serious?
Eventually, yeah. I mean, at this point in the year, no, not really.
Yeah, at this point, that's true. It's true.
Like you could skip every day of school left, and you'd still be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's only like 40 days or something where they start like seeing where you are.
yeah, 'Cause, yeah, I know. Like you can be marked as like truant, and then they'll send the cops after you. They'll like send actually send an officer to your house and knock down the door.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's compulsory.
Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy. But I did find out nicotine is a stimulant apparently.
Stimulant?
Yeah.
What does it do? What's stimulate?
What do you mean? What does it stimulate? It's like caffeine.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like, like the 3 types of drugs
Yeah.
that you took up class?
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or nicotine and tobacco are both stimulants.
Well,
Which is why like the Mexican people before. Am I allowed to say that? Yeah, Mexican people. Because that's where it comes from. Is Mexico really?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it
the
does.
arid parts of North America.
yeah.
All right. I'll take that.
No, because originally the tobacco not the tobacco farmers, the farmers would have tobacco on their land, and they would smoke it or whatever, chew it, because it's a stimulant, it's an upper. So they would, get energy from it or whatever. Because the tobacco leaf itself is not a carcinogen.
Yeah.
Tobacco in its pure, the tobacco leaf is fine. You could smoke 1 million of them and be fine, aside from the side effects of having 1 million stimulants. But tobacco and nicotine themselves are not harmful, just in and of themselves.
Well,
that's not what's harmful about cigarettes and vapes and all that.
All right, so nicotine comes from tobacco?
I think nicotine is like in tobacco. It's like caffeine.
It's found in tobacco.
Yeah. But no, the in and of itself is not harmful. It's all the extra shit they pile into it.
Yeah, that's what I read that. It's like nicotine by itself is fine, but
Yeah.
in cigarettes, they like what's causing all the problems is only like 5% nicotine's fault.
Yeah.
It's all the like those commercials about like putting metal in your lungs.
Yeah.
Like it's all that shit they throw in there afterward.
Yeah.
And the nicotine's just like the driving force behind it. It's like the main focus, but it's not what's causing all the problems.
Right. The nicotine is a physiological factor.
Yeah.
Because if you it's like caffeine. If you have enough of it for so long and you stop having it, you go into withdrawal. You get headaches, you get cranky, whatever. But yeah. Interesting factoid: nicotine itself is not dangerous. But don't smoke.
I read like either tobacco or marijuana could be like all three. I think it was marijuana, but it could be like it could be either a stimulant, depressant, or whatever the other one is.
Yeah, marijuana. I know it's supposed to be really versatile. Yeah.
It can be like whatever it just hits you as it is. It doesn't have a set side effect, which makes it so like that's why it's the most common. It could be like anything. You never know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's got to be more placebo than anything else, though.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there is a biological effect. The chemicals do what the chemicals do, right? I mean,
yeah.
you would think it's like alcohol, because alcohol is biologically a depressant. It's supposed to slow you down.
Yeah.
So the people that go to parties and get drunk and then they get more crazy, it's a psychological thing.
Yeah, that's true. Just whatever you want it to be, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah, whatever you convince yourself that it is. Crazy.
Well, anyway, I think we we should move on from smoking.
Move on from drugs? You don't like talking about drugs?
No, I think it's just like it's repetitive. I mean, like.
Yeah, fair enough. Not
So-
exactly new stuff.
Anyway, you want to talk more about how the world's going to shit, or you want to
World's
talk
going
about
to
something
shit?
a little happy?
No, let's have a happy conversation.
Happy
Let's,
conversation.
You know, gotta focus on the upside, right?
So what's good in the world right now?
What's good in the world? Let me see if my news source has anything good.
Well, I'll
in
go
the
over the
world.
bad stuff. Gas prices are bad.
Gas prices.
I see
terrible.
OPEC, right? Stop producing gas. Thank you, Saudi Arabia. God bless Allah.
God bless Allah. Wait, that's saying God bless God.
What else? More shootings. I've heard.
Lots of shootings.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Apparently, there's a new war somewhere in the Middle East.
There's also war in the Middle East.
But there's like a new. I think it was something with Pakistan.
Pakistan. Pakistan. There's always war. Trust me, bro. There's been wars going on in Pakistan forever.
You mean there's new news in Pakistan?
Well, no, I heard there's like an official war started between like two countries over there.
Oh,
But
good.
I think that's why that caused them to stop making oil. Was because whatever they're dealing with over there. But you're right, they're always going through shit.
OPEC announced that they just, from what I heard, they announced that they are going to stop producing oil because they feel like it.
Is that an oil company over there?
That's the major, that's all the Middle Eastern oil producers. They're like, we're going to stop making oil just because we don't feel like making oil anymore. Like, they're still producing, but like at a slower rate. But, Pakistan's always fighting with someone.
That's true.
Nothing new. Because they're a military, technically not a dictatorship, but I mean, it's a military-run country, and with a puppet leader. So the military needs to justify its existence constantly. So they're always
just fighting whatever they can.
Because that's why they don't have peace with India. Because India has we're not gonna trust me, Pakistan. We're not gonna attack you unless you attack us. Right? We promise.
Yeah.
We will not touch you at all.
Yeah,
You are
India's
not a
chill.
threat at all. And Pakistan's you've seen those clips of those chihuahuas that are constantly barking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's Pakistan. So anyway,
I haven't heard anything new about the Russia-Ukraine war. Is that still going on?
yeah, no, I've heard from the Pentagon leak. Apparently, we have troops fighting there, which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
Anyway, continuing what I was talking about. No, it's pretty crazy. Troops in.
It's been a
Okay.
year now, right? Since Russia attacked.
Yeah, I think a little bit over a year now. I think. Pretty wild.
It's crazy because Ukraine's it has so many countries it's allied with, and all of them were afraid to help.
No, they've all been dumping money into them, like the Germans. and
Yeah,
the
they've been
Poles.
trying to keep it. They're not trying to send actual. They're not trying to start a fight with Russia also, but they've just been supplying
No, it's kind of a
Ukraine.
weird situation. No, yeah, apparently there's some weird stuff in the leak. I mean, I don't know how much to trust of it, but on Discord by 21-year-old.
Oh, was it by that 21-year-old? Yeah, I heard about that.
Apparently, they all say we have troops in Ukraine right now on the ground.
Yeah, if they're to be trusted.
I don't know how much to trust them.
Apparently, but I mean, the government's really upset about it. They're cracking down.
Well,
So-
it's a 21-year-old. Was
Sounds
he in
brutal.
a government position, or was he
No.
just some random
They have-
21-year-old that leaked it?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's like a pilot.
They don't know where he got the files from though. Because I mean, they can't be that old if they have Ukraine stuff in them.
Oh, they have to be within the last year and a half. About.
Yeah.
No, so check this out. So this is saying anyone that's had a Facebook account at any time since May 24th, 2007. $725 million privacy settlement.
Wow.
Meta has agreed to pay
Since when?
since May 24th, 2007.
2007. Wow.
I mean, I created
If you
one.
have an account, if you have an account since
Ah.
then, you can get.
What if I created an account 2 months ago?
Yeah, that's what it says.
So it says.
Apply for it?
It says it's not clear how much money
Nah.
So, someone accused him of feeding
That's crazy.
Wild stuff.
Huh? Zuckerberg has apologized.
Hey, he always does that.
I feel like that's a yearly thing.
Yeah. When is he not apologizing for breaching trust? Nah. Bro, have you seen how terrible Facebook's been doing recently?
No.
They've fallen so hard because they went all in on Meta, the metaverse, which is just
they've
lost
just
VR.
Tons of money.
And,
Their stock is down a lot.
Oh yeah, I think they're worth only like $400 billion now. I might be underestimating it, but it's not much. I can check right now actually. Yeah, Tesla's also been dropping a lot. Unfortunately, I'm a shareholder in Tesla, which makes me very sad.
No, their starting prices.
Oh, my bad, misheard you.
They locked $3,000.
Oh.
For the Model Y.
That's a lot. You think about like all the cars
During inflation, that's pretty crazy. No, but Facebook, going back to that, is worth $500 billion. When earlier they were worth $1 trillion.
$1 trillion.
So they have lost half their value.
Oh no!
Which is a big dub, honestly.
That's a lot of money lost.
Oh dear, my recording stopped.
Oh dear.
How did that happen?
Well, I was looking at news, and I guess it decided to not continue for anymore. I don't know.
Oh, that's not good. Is it on now?
It is now.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're here to join us, James.
I'll figure that out in post, I guess.
Big dub. James got it.
We are back.
Anyway, that's wild.
That's tough.
How many minutes was that?
I don't know. I have a 22-minute recording. How long have you been recording for?
27.
Yeah, 27 right now.
It's been gone for 5 minutes.
5 minutes? 5 minutes is not bad.
That's not that bad.
Well, anyway.
Wait, let me see your phone. Let me clap again. Like resync it. This will be fine.
All right.
Everything's well.
Oh, what does the clapping do?
It's to sync up the audio, because the clap has a spike at a certain time, so I can line up the spike on his, the spike on mine, so it's synced up.
Yeah, so you know when.
Yeah, but
Well, anyway,
I've been plagued by recording issues.
is that really
Really
the
strange.
happiest thing you can think of, though? Facebook.
I'm happy I can file for money. I've had a Facebook account since I was like 7.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Never mind then. Good for you.
I used to play their games. There used to be this one game called Ballistic. It was like COD before I got
On
to play
Facebook?
COD. Yeah. No, it was really nice. It was really fun. They had like a samurai sword and they had like skins and everything. It was great. I had a great time. I was not allowed to play that game.
Bro, do you remember when there used to be games on Windows 7?
Games on Windows 7?
It used to have like
I never had Windows 7.
wow, L
I
childhood.
went straight to 8.1.
Did you know about Windows 7? The games? They used to have like, what's that game wrong? The bomb
Minesweeper?
Minesweeper.
Oh,
yeah.
Minesweeper,
They used to have Minesweeper pre-installed, and like my grandma would like sit with me with the computer and she'd like play Minesweeper with me.
Yeah.
Those are good old days. Also, SimCity 4, super nostalgic game for me. Because my dad was into it, so then he let me play.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I used to play when I was in kindergarten. Those are the days, bro.
Crazy.
Those retro games are awesome.
That's great. Good stuff. Okay, so what's your favorite OS?
My favorite OS?
Yeah.
Like of all of them?
Yeah.
It's really difficult. I don't like Windows that much, but I also don't like Mac that much. Grew up on Mac though. Mac OS. I guess Windows 7 was nice.
Windows 7?
Windows 10 probably.
Windows 10, really?
Because
10.
since 7, because you have to understand, I had a Mac for like a little under 10 years, right? So my whole understanding of Windows was Windows 7 when I was in first grade and Windows 10 now, right? And Mac kind of like bends everyone over, at least the Mac versions that I'm used to, because you couldn't really do much of anything because like in terms of games and like most software, because they didn't support. So using Mac was an extremely frustrating experience for me growing up.
Yeah, I believe that, yeah.
So, Windows 7 or Windows 10? Very unfortunate.
You think Windows 10 is better than Windows 7?
No, Windows 7 probably more. It's just
Okay, good.
Windows 10.
And make sure you're right.
I have all the recent memories of Windows 7. I literally kindergarten to first grade.
But your memory is like perfect.
Well, yeah, but that's not a lot of time. I've been on Windows 10 since end of 8th grade. So, I mean, like...
Yeah, it's been around for a while, actually.
Yeah.
I've heard Windows 11 is horrible, though. I've had the privilege to not use it
Windows
yet.
11 is the worst.
I've been a lucky man. What about you? Windows 8.1, right?
8.1 was the best OS ever made, I swear.
No, I changed my mind. Windows 99.
99?
They had it on my school computers in St. Cecilia's.
99 or 95?
99.
Definitely 95.
95, whatever. Had a 9 in it. That's all that matters. It was great. It was so blocky.
95 was like the...
I like the blocks.
Yeah.
No, it was so all you could do was play Cookie Clicker.
Oh,
Cookie
yeah.
Clicker.
Great time in 8th grade. We used to
good
sit there
game.
on the school computer with Windows 95.
You ever got the auto clicker?
Yeah, of course. No, because it was Windows 95.
You never got an auto clicker? L.
Not that computer, bro. That computer could not download Auto Clicker. Windows 95, bro. Come on.
It's a shame. What about you, Hayden? What's your favorite OS?
Favorite OS? I'm being honest, I don't remember most of them. I just don't like Windows 10 or 11. That's all I know.
I'm gonna say
I know.
Unlock.
I know Mac is very limiting though.
Yeah.
There's not as much you can do.
I've heard that the newer, I mean, even for games, it's still terrible, but more software is definitely supported.
Yeah, I think Mac is made for the people like boomers that just want it is what it is and it won't change.
They're very limiting.
It's great for what do you call it? Like people who are like office work and also
Creators.
Creators.
Yeah.
Creators is the word for it. Yeah, creators.
I feel like they're like made with higher quality, but they're not as like for everyone. They're for very specific.
Definitely, yeah.
No, Apple's gotten way more stuck up since Steve Jobs died. I mean, I wouldn't really know because I didn't really pay attention to Apple when Steve Jobs was alive, but from what it seems like, you know.
Yeah. No, they got their shtick is like, we are what we are, and fuck you if you don't like it.
Yeah, they stick to their ways, and that's good. So I respect them for that.
I mean, yeah, kudos to them.
But I feel it's just a lot more limiting than Windows. Windows, it's so open, like you can do whatever, I think, but I don't think it's as high quality.
Yeah, the user experience on Windows is definitely worse, but you have more control.
Yeah.
That's probably the only reason I wouldn't switch to Mac right now, at least, is because there's certain things that I do that I just want enough control for.
No, the thing with Mac is if you switch to Mac, you can only be using Mac.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
It's this super like...
Yeah.
It has to be only
Very
Mac.
aggressive
Otherwise,
ecosystem type thing.
yeah, otherwise you'll just be constantly frustrated.
Yeah.
You have to know what you're using Mac for. You can't just buy a Mac and expect to do everything. You have to like have a goal in mind when you're using it.
Especially since it's so expensive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
With the price, they really make you think about it.
Yeah. For real. I can't imagine just dropping $2,000 mindlessly on a Mac. Wild.
No, I know.
I was gonna say I had a full thought out conversation before. I forgot what it was.
L.
you look something up and you're like, I'm gonna blow my nose, and then
That was a while ago, though.
I don't remember. Oh well. What are you talking about? Cookie Clicker. Oh yeah. There was a kid in my 8th grade class. His name was Jack. I love Jack. He decided that he was going to make everyone in the school take an I'm Not a Robot test just to use the browser. So we downloaded an auto clicker. This was in DIT class, tech class, right? So,
Sure.
Of course, the teacher had no idea any of this was going on. We were all playing. DIT was basically just recess, but on computers, because we would all play like Halo and Counter-Strike together, and it was great. It was a lovely time. So he downloaded an auto clicker, and he used said auto clicker to open a million Chrome tabs. So Google flagged the school's IP address as like a malicious IP address because it was doing bot activity. So every single person on the school Wi-Fi had to do a CAPTCHA before they could use Google.
Oh my god, bro.
Hilarious.
Nah, that guy's funny.
I think a couple weeks later, some kid from that same school, I don't know who it was, but he took down the county's website or something like that. He did like a DDoS type thing on it and just sent it so many requests that it crashed.
From Pinellas County?
Yeah. It was down for like a solid
From your school or
a couple hours. From from my school.
Wow, that's actually pretty crazy.
Right?
Down the county's system.
Crazy, man. But yeah.
Bro, switching gears a little bit. So on Instagram, right? I follow the Berkeley Prep college decisions. Just because, I know a couple kids there, and it's just interesting to see. Right. And for those of you who don't know, Berkeley Preparatory School is a high school here, K through 12 actually. College prep school, which costs about $30,000 base tuition. Yeah, so basically, all the crazy rich people in the Tampa Bay area, right? They send their kids there, and they all pay for their kids to get in. It's not actually it's very difficult to get in because everyone pays their kids to get in. Like I applied, and they turned me down actually. To be fair, I was really lazy, but my test scores were decent. I mean, they were good enough to get in. But anyway, it's just funny to me that these kids who pay at more than 30, because like with tax and everything, right? Yeah. But like, let's assume minimum $30,000 a year. They're going to use USF. Or they're going to I don't even remember the rest of the names because they're all random ass schools.
Crazy
to study random stuff. Like one girl's going to USF for psychology. Yeah, and honestly, don't remember the other ones, but
yeah.
I mean, once in a while you get like they've had 2 kids admit to Harvard
this
year.
Sure.
And one of my friend there, he got into Stanford. But like, come on, if you're gonna it just blows me away.
$30,000 a year is pretty wild.
Like 30, especially I mentioned USF because USF's like what 5?
Yeah, 5 tuition and like 10 for housing.
Right. Yeah. So you're paying, including tuition and housing, you're paying double the price as actual college per year.
This stupid.
All right. Like, it blows me away.
It can only get so good. Like, there's no way it's better than USF. It's not twice as good as USF.
No way.
Like,
right?
it can only get so good.
Especially you're talking about like room and board, right? Like, you're literally sleeping at USF.
Right.
And you're still paying more. So in reality, base tuition, you're talking $5,000 compared to $30,000.
6 times more.
That's like, there's 6 times quality in anything is crazy.
It cannot be.
Like,
especially education, because like, it cannot be.
I don't know. Berkeley's education, from what I've heard,
6 times better.
6 times better is crazy. It's not 6 times better. It's 6 times better than the worst school in the county.
Even twice as good is
twice
crazy.
Is crazy. That's why I say 6 times better than the worst school in the county.
Yeah,
I believe that, but no.
Because so like if you're averaging, because I know it starts below $30,000 for like kindergarten.
Oh, 100%. It goes up every single year.
Yeah. So like if you average $25,000 a year for K through 12, we'll be even friendly. We'll be
$20,000.
$20,000 a year for K through 12, right?
Yeah.
That's 13 grades for $20,000 a year.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
$260,000 on your primary and secondary education. $200. That's a house. You could buy a house with that. Well, not anymore, actually.
No, you could put a down payment for a really nice home.
You could put a down payment for a mansion.
Yeah, my parents put down less for our house.
Yeah.
Which is pretty wild.
Given you have to have a job that can sustain that,
but still, I mean, if you had $260,000 in your pocket, come on,
for a really really nice car.
You could buy a
really nice car.
You could buy a few really nice cars. No, but
I don't know.
At Berkeley, you're also paying for a brand at Berkeley.
I guess
you're also talking about the same people who buy their daughters pink Porsches for their 16th birthday.
Right.
Like
I go to Berkeley. Yeah, I guess.
It's like Apple in a way almost.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Like the price of an iPhone, like we were talking about it, like my iPhone 14, most bugs I've ever experienced than on any iPhone I've owned in my life. Like my iPhone SE, my first iPhone. I'm not talking about the one that was out now. I'm talking about the one that was out in 2016.
First gen.
Right, first gen iPhone SE. 0 bugs. Maybe 1 bug I ever experienced, but it was rare. It was a very rare occurrence. But prices go up. Like this phone is probably worth like how much? Like $1,200?
Yeah.
Yeah, something outrageous, right?
11 or 12, yeah.
I exchanged it for my XR for $200. Luckily, I didn't scam myself, guys. Don't worry. But so many bugs, but premium price is still there. And I feel like those schools are in that way.
Super Power
Similar to that.
Tycoon. This kid's playing Roblox at the library.
No, that's pretty common.
Is it really?
It's been going on since I was little.
People just go to the library to play Roblox?
How old is
Wouldn't
that
you know
kid,
you're poor?
No, I had it on my computer.
I'm just joking. Yeah.
No, I never went to the library to play games on a computer.
It seems kind of L thing to do, honestly.
I don't know. I guess I get it if you don't have a computer at home. That was the one thing my dad always made sure of is we always had more than one computer at home. I had a laptop. I got my first laptop when I was probably around 8 to 10, somewhere in there. And before that, we had these ancient towers. We had 3 computer towers in the back.
3. We only had
Wow.
1.
But they all had like Windows XP on them, something like that.
Oh, okay, that's why.
There was a Bionicle game that I loved to play. They were the type of computer that we could only play a game if it was on disc. So,
yeah. No, my computers were like that too. Well, weren't they all like that back then?
I have no idea.
I mean, Steam revolutionized
Probably,
computer
yeah,
gaming, like from what I understand. But
But yeah, I mean, that was the one thing we always had was a computer in the house and some form of game. But no, it was crazy. I play Roblox. I would be sitting there on my laptop playing Roblox. I guess at that time it was Minecraft. Minecraft was a big one.
yeah, no, I remember when Minecraft got big in I was like second grade.
I remember like the
Those
first time I
days.
saw Roblox, I was like, oh, it's just knock off Minecraft. It's just Minecraft with curves. Like, that's so stupid. And then like I tried it and I was like, wow, this is way better.
Yeah. Roblox is publicly trading.
Is it really?
They're worth tens of billions.
Wow.
They've fallen a lot actually though because of all the lawsuits that happen. Because ironically, they go public and then they get sued out of oblivion for all like the child like porn and like like not child porn but like was it
lots of sketchy stuff happening.
Because like
no
all
moderation
the child,
whatsoever.
all the child developers they
Yeah.
use Discord to
Yeah.
communicate. Which do I even need to say more?
Yeah.
Like come on,
It's crazy.
all the predators that are on Discord. But Roblox is a sketchy place, so.
Oh, they don't even like they have people make the games, you know? Like they don't make the games, they just give them a platform to make games and join each other's games.
Yeah, and it's all kids making them as well,
Yeah.
which is it's a recipe for something bad to happen. So they go public and they get sued out of oblivion. And now they're worth half as much as they were when they went public. Which is still tens of billions.
Yeah, still a lot of money.
Like it's wild.
It's still a lot, but like private companies that are private are usually more sought after because they're not available to people. Like they're not as inconsistent.
No, but what was crazy about it was they got into a spat with a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Like that's what happened. Like that's what one of the first things that like kind of unveiled everything was YouTubers making videos about it. I don't remember exactly what happened because this was a while ago now, but like Roblox sued him for defamation or something. And
Wow.
he I think he countersued. I don't know. He did something crazy and he won.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
He's a bold guy. So anyway, yeah, their stock price collapsed. And also the metaverse bubble popped as well.
Oh, yeah.
That also totally screwed them over.
Yeah.
The whole metaverse thing was so dumb. I can't believe Mark Zuckerberg,
I can't believe anyone actually went for it.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
like, it's just VR. Like, bro, come on.
Yeah, it's just VR chat, but globalized.
I remember hearing Snoop Dogg. He bought like the record label Aftermath that Dr. Dre started in the 90s. He bought their entire catalog
Yeah.
and sold it exclusively on the metaverse, which I didn't even know what that meant.
Oh, he was selling it on the metaverse, really?
So like,
What does that even mean?
He took it off all streaming services like YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, nothing. You couldn't find it on there. You have to like go into the metaverse. I don't know what the metaverse is.
Isn't it like you put on a VR headset and now you're in the metaverse? Is that how it works?
It's something along those lines. It's like the lobby of VR.
It's so dumb.
It's like you put on your VR, everyone's in the
weird.
same lobby, and like it's like a virtual world, basically.
But yeah, he sold it exclusively like to the metaverse. So you have to have that to listen to that whole catalog. And I think it just recently came back on Spotify because he realized no one's going to do that to listen to it. So
yeah, because like, I don't know why. The biggest thing with the virtual reality thing is it's such a pain in the ass to do anything on it.
Right now,
Like-
yeah.
Like Mark Zuckerberg released this whole like go to Walmart in VR.
Yeah.
Like, this is what the future will be. Go to Walmart in VR.
Yeah.
Right? And like, that sounds so cool in like a science fiction novel, but like realistically, think about how much easier it is to just like open your phone.
You can
order
go to
on the
Walmart
app.
online already.
Like that's it, like using clicks of a buttons, not having to go through like these. Oh, I have to meet the clerk again. Oh, you know,
Yeah.
these like this bullshit
It's
you gotta
ridiculous.
go through. And I mean, I think they got too far down the rabbit hole because mixed reality stuff was starting to come out.
Yeah.
People talking about it at least.
AR would be awesome. I wish people would do more research into AR.
Yeah, AR. I mean, they've been talking about that stuff for a while, but I feel like
No
one's been talking about like that is, I think, the best of virtual reality.
Oh yeah.
What is AR? Is that augmented?
Yeah. It's like a like VR, but it pops up in real world.
Yeah,
it's like a
mixed-
HUD basically.
It's like mixed virtual reality, right?
Yeah. It's mixed reality, yeah.
Yeah. So
But
that's the future.
yeah, I know they have like a Google or a Microsoft glasses, something like that.
Yeah, I saw one. The HoloLens.
Yeah.
Oh, so-
HoloLens,
Bro,
so like-
I wanted to buy one so bad when I was little. They're $3,000 though at the
Yeah.
time.
It's like in the movies when they're in the future and they like swipe up on their phones and like a menu pops up in front of them.
Yeah.
Is it like
Yeah,
that?
but you have to be wearing the glasses though. But,
Okay.
that's what they are. They're glasses.
Right now, at least.
Oh,
yeah.
and then so it's like, okay, I get it.
The
Yeah.
final form of that's like a contact lens, or I guess the final form is like Neuralink, but
Neuralink, well, that's
yeah,
that's
I mean,
crazy shit, bro.
optimally, you could have a contact lens someday. Like I remember our 5th grade art project. The big thing was like future technology, and like 5 different people, including myself, came up with like a camera that sits like on your eye, like a contact lens that sat on your eye. We called it the iPhone, but like IEYE phone.
It's clever.
Yeah, but like 5 different kids had the same idea. It was hilarious. But, I mean, that's the final evolution of it. Really, it's just like a screen you wear on your eye. It'll be like a HUD.
Yeah, I also feel like, you know, all of these companies, they do this bullshit where like they don't actually compete with each other, so they're like really lazy about developing.
Yeah, they
new
just like
stuff.
take turns.
Yeah, it's like, because I mean, to me, it's like some of the biggest evidence they're all in it together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they all, like you see with media, for example, right? Like one day, like remember Andrew Tate when he got banned?
Yeah.
Everyone banned him on the exact same day at the same time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They got on a conference call and they talked about it. Like,
Yeah.
like that's pretty obvious. And, you know, all the industries, I have no doubt that they don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like in the NBA, for example, right? Tampering, which is when you discuss potential trades, like try to get someone to like come to your team,
Yeah.
right? And that's called tampering, and it's like illegal during a time period. I forget when. I think when the trade deadlines, when the trade window is closed. I'm not 100% on that, but I think it's something like that. But anyway, like you can't expect like players in their free time, you know, not
For
to
real.
go talking about that, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, in businesses nowadays, especially, like there's such a small level of competition.
Yeah.
You know, they're all so big. They're like, why risk our companies falling?
Right, yeah.
We could work together and, you know, both thrive.
Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, their only goal is to make money. So
Right, yeah.
why would they not do what's best for the money?
No, but at this point, that's not even their goal anymore, because to them, it's like a given. They're going to
Yeah.
make money because it's like an oligarchy now.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Anyone who rises up, they buy.
Yeah.
Right? And now they basically they just control everything.
Right. One of them
And-
comes up with a product, and they all make the same thing.
Right, it's an oligarchy. It's why, you know, it's why now I think they're like kind of power hungry. You know,
Yeah.
they want to control people because the money's a given. All you need now is the power, right?
Yeah.
Which is like what we were talking about with AI, right? Larry Page, remember I mentioned that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Creating an AI that'll control people. Nah, that shit's crazy.
It's hilarious.
Or Iman Ghazi.
Yeah.
You want to go into that or save that?
Definitely not.
Nah, all right. I was thinking about it. I was going to ask you.
No, definitely not. The world's not ready.
World's not ready. Now let him release his other 2 videos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then we can start
I
discussing.
see if this is legit.
Which it releases tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I want to do? I want to watch it with my dad
Your dad.
because he knows a lot. Because, you know, like I'm just going to go a little side for a quick second. My bad if you guys don't like it. But, no, like my dad kind of reminds me of like me if like I hadn't had, you know, friends or people to like talk to things about. You know what I mean? Because like you know like how I am in like a raw form.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I kind of get lost in the sauce a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, although part of that's also my mom, obviously, because I'm 50% him.
Sure.
You know, but point is like, all this I'm going through, he had, like, he tells me about it. Like, he had the, like, same sort of process he went through when he was my age. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'd want to watch it with him.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he'd have some interesting insights potentially.
I'm sure he would, yeah.
So.
But yeah, I mean, it'll be up for a week after Monday. So yeah.
A week after Monday.
This coming Monday.
Okay. So I'm going to download the videos anyway.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to make Cole download them for me. But yeah.
I'll download myself as well, just in case he makes Cole.
Yeah.
I just feel nervous trusting Cole to download something. Especially when there's such a short time limit.
Yeah.
But, I get like the Chrome extension on my desktop.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Before you
companies. Companies and power.
Companies and power. Yeah. That's okay. Oh well.
Yeah. All you can do is, I mean, right now we can't do much.
Yeah.
Just try to do the best we can,
That's all we can ever do.
There is one thing that people have power, and that's in voting.
Voting? You're going to start plugging voting.
Plug voting. Go, guys, make sure you go
You
and
can't
vote.
even vote yet.
I can't. Yeah, I can.
Don't be a clown.
One more month, bro. One more month.
Yeah?
I feel like there's no real power in voting. I feel like it's just like false power. Because at the end of the day, like you're not the one choosing. There's some higher level than the citizens that choose. Like there's some people that are higher than us in whatever you're voting for.
No, I can definitely say like manipulation. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
realistically, I agree. Yeah.
They manipulate the votes. At the end of the day, they're the ones choosing. They're not gonna take whoever has more votes. They're just gonna like go with who they want.
You know what's crazy? Trump won in 2016. They did not want him to win. That was pretty crazy. I think that was a fluke, though. Looking back, because I think they were kind of full of themselves a bit.
Yeah, I think they realized after that they realized they lost control, which is why it was so blatant this year.
Yeah. So that's why because he's definitely gonna win the nomination. I don't know if you've been paying attention. Trump is winning the nomination.
I don't know if he can.
No, the Republican nomination.
I don't know if he can.
Oh, you're talking about if he gets arrested?
Yeah.
Oh, well, assuming he doesn't get arrested.
He's been arrested.
He's arrested already.
Assuming he
goes through court for doesn't get charged.
I don't think they'll let him.
All right, assuming he's able to.
Okay.
Sure.
He's got the nomination in the bag.
Sure.
But man, you struck me. Now my point. I lost my point. No, okay. My point is because it's a hypothetical, right? Assuming he's able to run.
Sure.
Right. I don't know if he would be able to win, right? Because you have all these mail-in vote laws that are already established. He lost the first time, and you have to understand, right? Because there was, realistically, if there was cheating, it was extremely minimal for Trump, right, in favor of him.
Yeah.
And he still got, 80 million votes? Or some crazy number, right? Way more than he got last time. I don't know about 80 million. 80 is pretty crazy. But, he got way more, tens of millions of votes than he got the last time.
Yeah.
And they still beat him. So, I struggle to see how he'd be able to win, right? And not just Trump, any other one.
I mean,
right?
At the end of the day, the electing a president currently, I think, is just a joke. Whatever's going to play out is going to play out whether we vote or not. Is my personal opinion.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think
I think
they actually take.
It's like the WWE. They're going to do what they want to do.
Yeah, it's like
the votes have to be counted, but it's about whether they make enough fake ballots. I just think, in terms of principle, I'm going to vote because that's just how I was raised.
Sure.
And that's just the principle behind.
No, I'm not saying don't vote.
Yeah,
I just mean
think,
at the end of the day, I don't think it really has that much impact.
I think it's still good for people to vote, but I don't think it has any real effect because the popular vote isn't what decides who wins. It's whatever the electoral college decides, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
whatever higher up, they pick the president at the end. So what does the popular vote even do? It's just a popularity contest to see which one is more popular. It's like the NFL Pro Bowl. They don't pick who's the best player. There's no way to tell who's the better player. It's just whoever's more popular.
You still try and get Florida to go for...
And
Florida is guaranteed to go to Trump.
From what I know, the electoral college, the representatives for each district don't even have to vote with how their district voted.
There is technically, they're not legally obligated to.
Yeah. which means they could do whatever they want.
They could, but they're picked by the party in power of the state.
Yeah.
So they would be going against their party, which is political suicide. And then if multiple of them, and then you're talking about one electoral college vote, because if multiple were to do it, then that's the party sabotaging itself.
I mean, sort of. All I'm saying is like, because it's like what 252 electoral college votes, is that right?
That sounds right.
Something like that. 250 something. Maybe it's 258. That sounds right.
That's the number that's based on the population of the state, right?
Your electoral colleges,
yeah. House of Representatives, 2 each.
Or no, there's 400 something total. You need 257 to win or something like that.
Oh yeah, I think there's like 435.
Because it's based on the representatives of your state.
Something like that. Anyway, there's 400 and some people that are the electoral college, and they're the ones that decide the election.
Yeah.
So but you decide the election because you decide whether they vote for you or not. You're kind of twisting it a bit.
But I'm saying there's nothing that requires them to vote with how their county voted.
That's true, but you're also neglecting the fact, like what I just said, they're picked by the party that wins.
But, like, realistically, there's 450-something people up there.
There hasn't been someone who doesn't vote with the candidate that won in, like, decades. And even then, it was one, which is not shifting an election.
What do you mean, like the Republicans always vote for the Republican?
No, I mean like the electors vote for the president who won, like the president who won the state. Because you're talking about an elector who decides not to vote for the president who won the state.
Oh yeah.
Because the electors vote based on, because each state is a popular election, right?
I'm saying if you want to flip a whole state.
No, but the electors still are chosen by the party that won the state.
Right, but if whenever they're doing their elector voting, whatever, if you wanted to flip a whole state, it wouldn't be that difficult.
It would, but what do you mean by that? Like paying them off mid?
Something, I don't know.
All right, man.
If there's some junk going on.
You're going to like some unprecedented stuff.
If there's some junk going out at the top with like cheating and whatnot, miscounts, whatever, even without having a miscount, like that, because realistically, it's all smoke and mirrors. Like we don't know what the count is realistically. The count is whatever they tell us the count is.
Yeah. Well, the media.
Yeah.
But the media all gets their data from the polling place or whatever.
The polling centers, yeah.
It all comes from a source.
Sure.
So at the end of the day, like, we're believing the count is whatever they tell us the count is. And we have no control over that.
I guess, yeah. I mean, you're talking about some, like, conspiracy they have to, like, lie to us about what the count is.
So realistically, how hard would it be to just pick whoever they want and say, oh, this was the count?
If it was easy enough, they would have already tried it.
You know, if it was orchestrated.
If it was easy enough, they would have tried it already. Because think about
it,
like with the mail, bro.
Like last election.
Last election was mail-in ballots, bro. They just did ballot. They did universal mail-in ballots and ballot harvesting.
But that's the perfect example of what I'm talking about. Realistically, we have no way to prove or disprove their count.
There are ways. They just broke it because, like, you know, for example, votes that were sent in, they are sealed in. What are they called? I forget what it's called, but there's like an identifiable thing that they come with.
Sure.
The envelope? No, not the envelope. I don't know. I forget what it's called. But anyway, they were all destroyed. Like, you know, you have them with the drop boxes. It's like a bunch of stuff was fudged to make it like impossible to.
But again, I'm saying that there's no repercussions for that.
Well, no, because they made it legal.
So, what are the odds it happens again?
That's what I was saying. I think it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
Like the mail-in ballot thing. But you're talking about electors. Electors, that stuff never happens.
Well, I mean, the mail-in ballot's just a lesser version of it.
I mean, not really.
You know they could.
With the electors, that would be difficult. The mail-in ballot's far easier.
Well, yeah. That's just step one, though.
What do you mean step one? This is the only step they need.
Well, I mean, if they work their way up the chain where it's easy enough, they can just pay whatever states they want. You know, the 40-something electors from California, they just give them all $100,000 each and say, okay, have a good day.
Right, but I mean, Bro.
And then based on how they flip the states, they could, it's like a little select your own adventure thing. Like I want this state to win, so this state's gonna have this many votes for this party and this many votes for that party.
Right, yeah, that's just forging ballots, though. They already did that.
But we have no way to prove they didn't do that.
Sort of. But, I mean, no, I guess in court.
Realistically. I don't know.
It's just suspicious stuff.
It's kind of a wild conspiracy, but it's just a thought. Like, it's not in our hands.
The election, there are some states where it is. Florida it is. That's why you should vote if you're in Florida.
But, local elections definitely do matter, though.
Yeah.
I don't think those are orchestrated because I don't think anyone cares enough.
They don't need to care yet.
On most issues. There are certain very hot ticket issues.
No, in California, everything's forged.
I don't know.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm just saying it is.
Speaking of California, actually, they switched to, because, electric bills are supposed to be like a certain rate multiplied by however much energy you use.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
California just switched to a system of they passed a law that now requires all electric companies to charge a flat rate per month based on your income.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
From anywhere from like $30 to $130, something like that.
Wow.
A month.
It doesn't matter
Flat
how much
rate.
you actually use. It's just
Flat rate based on your income.
Personally, I wouldn't be there still. I would have left a while ago.
yeah.
It doesn't make. I just wonder where the extra money is coming from, because that's not going to make the electricity companies as much money.
The taxes,
Maybe. I don't
they
know.
have crazy taxes there. I don't know. Their unions are also really corrupt, so blah, blah, blah. Unions pay money? I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm just going to hate on the unions in California for no reason right now.
Yeah.
My bad.
I don't know. That was really wild.
Oh, by the way, switching in the same politics thing.
Okay.
My bad. Did you have anything else to say?
It just doesn't make sense, because like you could have a crypto farm, and like farm as much crypto as you wanted, but normally the big restraining factor on that is power, because it takes an absurd amount of power to have a very good crypto farm.
Yeah. What if you had like a Swiss bank
But if
account?
you're
It's like
poor-
you're reporting your income like somewhere else.
And your electricity bill is like $30 a month, and you have a crypto farm and it's using 1 billion kilowatts per.
But then again, it's California. They have like power outages every
Like-
other day.
That's crazy.
That was crazy.
You could use as much power as you want. You could just change everything to electric.
Now, have you seen it though? Like they have like scheduled power outages at one point. So like
I actually do remember that. Yeah.
you get what you pay for.
Yeah. But it's
But,
just it's just like flat rate is wild,
Fire is
because there are
crazy.
no consequences for using more electricity. That's a step against like the green earth thing.
No.
I think California is supposed to be like really green earth. thing.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be.
They're also communist, which does not mesh at all.
Okay.
What? It doesn't.
California is communist.
Well, their leaders have Marxist ideologies.
That doesn't make California communist.
Yeah, but it's a buzzword that I wanted to use.
Okay, I appreciate that.
But anyway,
no,
something
it's
else in
It's
politics.
just wild. Like,
Do you remember when Joe Biden passed that infrastructure bill at the beginning of his term?
oh yeah.
Have you noticed how nothing in infrastructure has been updated?
No, they've been doing some roads.
No, that's state stuff.
No, that's the infrastructure.
No, that's not a part of the bill.
No.
Well, the state controls all roads and highways, right?
No, but there's certain projects that the federal government might step in and like fix if it's between states.
Oh yeah, but
Anyway, no, I just found it funny. How like, wow, we paid. I think it was like $1 trillion infrastructure bill,
Was it really?
oh yeah, I remember
and like
that.
nothing in infrastructure was touched.
Good for us.
Which that happens all the time. Like my dad was talking about it the other day, and I was like, wow, yeah, that's funny. He was like, during Obama's term, I used to complain about, the infrastructure stuff and all that crap he used to pass.
Yeah.
But, at least if we had like some great work that got produced out of it, like we'd be like, okay, that's
Yeah,
fine,
yeah.
right? But when nothing gets produced, how can I not be mad about it?
Crazy.
Someone's gonna be like, oh, well, they made this one road, but come on, $1 trillion.
For real, yeah.
That is an absurd amount of money.
ridiculous.
Like we were talking about like what you could do with $260,000 earlier. Like you could buy some nice Supras, but like
Trillion is
$1
wild.
trillion. like a billion versus a million, but like a trillion versus a billion.
I really like the analogy. Like a million seconds is approximately 2 weeks. A billion seconds is 32 years.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
A trillion seconds has got to be a long, long time. I mean, okay, hang on.
Now we got to find out.
It's got to be like around 1,000 years, right?
Still recording. Okay. 2 years.
But I mean, that's an outrageous sum of money.
Because America is still in debt, right?
Wow, crazy debt. But every country in the world is crazy in debt.
So I just learned about World War II, right? How like after World War I, everyone put sanctions on Germany and made them pay for all the repercussions of the war.
Sure, yeah.
Who decides? Like, who does Germany pay the money to? Where is the money coming from?
Oh well, their economy. But like, who they pay it to? You mean?
Yeah, like who?
Well, they
who
split
decided to have them pay all the money? Who like gives countries like more money? Where's the world's source of income? You know?
Oh well, they had like the conference after the war. I forget what it was called at this moment.
The Paris Conference.
Yeah, Paris Conference, right?
Or they did the Treaty of Versailles.
Yeah, and they just made it up.
Because I don't.
It's like we talk about like monopoly money debt to China. Like we're like $22 trillion in debt to China, but really that means nothing.
It's actually a lot more.
Yeah,
it's
like
fake money.
Who's gonna?
There's no one enforcing that.
that.
There's no one taking that. Like
Yeah, no.
It's just a number they made up to sound cool.
No, that's how it is for every country at this point. Like China's crazy in debt to other countries. It's only the poor countries that get screwed over by it because when the poor countries default on their loans,
they
get
can actually
Like Greece, when Greece defaulted, they got absolutely like bent over.
Yeah, because the countries with no army can actually go in and take their money back.
Well, not just that, the countries that have big investments within them, they are basically because the people who have those big investments in the country, if they destroy the country, then all their money's gone because the currency they invested it in is like worthless. So, yeah, that's why America's been safe because even if we defaulted on our loan, it wouldn't matter.
Right? Yeah. Like what the fuck are you gonna do? We have guns.
Yeah. Now, if the scary thing though is you see China's like been taking their money and or they've been forcing other countries to deal in the yuan, the yuan currency.
Yeah.
All right. So like if people start switching over to that, long term it could be bad.
Long term it could be very bad. It'll be a while though.
It should be a while, and hopefully never mind. Our government's
sure it'll be fine.
Our government's not going to clean up before.
Sure it'll be fine.
But anyway,
just on our previous subject, a trillion seconds is 320 centuries.
Centuries. Bro, that's crazy.
Centuries.
And we don't even have like a nice bridge to for that bill, bro. Like whatever. I hate politicians.
Life is good. But
no, but what's crazy to me? Like these people who like in New York, right? They live in a shithole. Like the people who live in like those terrible communities, right?
Yeah.
Like they live in horrible places. But then every single year they vote for the same people over here. Like Nancy Pelosi's district.
Yeah.
Total shithole in LA.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's LA, but it's somewhere around there. It's just horrible. Or Maxine Waters.
Yeah.
Right? Horrible. Like it's just abandoned homes and all that crap.
Yeah.
And then every year at the ballot, people go, "Oh, that name, I recognize that name.
Yeah.
This should work this time, right? My taxes are up. Let me keep voting for the same people." Like I understand, does my vote count? But when your vote does count, the people,
right?
What?
Yeah.
What's the logic in that? And then people complain about people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I feel like that's a lack of understanding of the people. Like that, those are the few people, like the few times someone actually goes and votes for a different name. Like, sure, she's crazy, but at least you're hearing about it. Right? I wish I heard about the crazy things every congressperson says.
Yeah,
right? Instead of disappearing into the dark and just going to the parties.
Right.
Like, bro, what?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
it's just whatever. What can you do?
On this happy note, it's been a little bit. So, yeah.
No, it's something else.
So, yeah. Hayden, any final thoughts for our listeners?
Final thoughts? No, not really. This was fun. Good conversations.
All right.
Good to have some intelligent people to talk to.
Always.
Yeah.
Fun
time.
We hope to have you back sometime. Yeah, stay in school.
And don't vape. Vape bad.
Don't vape bad.
Or weed. Or drugs.
Weed
Let's
worse.
just Say drugs.
Weed worse than vape?
Weed worse.
I don't know. Vape is just useless, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like weed, there's at least...
No.
I'm not encouraging weed. They're both bad. I'm saying I feel like...
If you're going to do one,
Don't
like,
do
at least
drugs.
get something out of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's very true.
I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
vape is just like killing your lungs.
Goofy. There's no upside.
I'm very against like smoking anything. Like I get like edibles and stuff, but I don't like smoking. Just never made sense to me.
Yeah.
Like just destroying your lungs and then
Cancer.
like every time someone like smokes anything, they cough immediately.
Yeah.
They sound like they're dying.
Yeah.
And then they complain that their shortness of breath and their chest is hurting. Like stop smoking.
For real, yeah.
There's other ways to like if you can't give up the addiction that bad, just at least stop smoking and complain about your lungs.
For real.
This kid gets it.
Yeah, don't do that.
So, don't do drugs.
Anyway.
And hopefully everything will be back to being well with the world next week. So you're going to have a proper episode. But, so for now, this has been Clown to Clown Communication.
Listen to it with your grandma.
Listen to it with your grandma.
And grandpa.
I say race. I just might erase, bro. Face one, face two. Either way, I'm a face hoes. My niggas, bless us, and you know we getting paid. So my niggas, bless us, and you know that we gon' face those. Race. I just might erase.